Just 16 games this season. 9 defeats in 16 matches. He's lost more games than draws and victories combined. Erik ten Hag's season has gone from bad to worse. Jose Mourinho only lost 7 games in 17 games when he was fired. Ten Hag has lost 9 in 6 matches in what? Wait, Sitsofe, talk like your mic is on.
Jose lost 6 in whatever.
In 7. In 16.
It's 6 in 7 something. Is that 6? I just don't know it's 6.
You know the defeats.
Yes,
but you don't know the total number of matches.
No, he lost 6 games in
17 matches.
In 17.
Yes.
And your man has lost plenty.
He's lost 9.
If you know the agenda, why you don't do that?
No, I'm just correcting.
The facts don't lie. If he's making a pricing, it's
when you lost 7.
That's a lie.
No, hold on.
And then
I do appreciate the fact. I appreciate the fact.
You don't appreciate anything. It's a fact, correct?
That's a fact.
The fact is not because see the way he do the thing, no, he won't say the Haksha.
No, I was correcting that it's 6. But if Fentuo said
I didn't know you were living in Sitso's head.
I don't know what he's thinking. But I had the based on the numbers. I'm not the one to say.
What is this?
No.
You just admitted
based on the numbers Ten Hag produced this season. He shined this season. I'm not the one to say.
Yeah.
It's a fact. The numbers are there.
Let me finish up. So there's that. We'll talk about Champions League as well as the biggest game this weekend, which will be Chelsea against Manchester City. The 2 biggest clubs in England go head to head. Of course,
young man.
I'm sorry.
Young man.
Do you disagree?
Young man.
All right. You know what? Okay. That's fair. That's fair.
When you have
Muftawu, do you know that your microphone is off? Because I haven't finished my intro. You are talking. What are you talking about? I'm even shocked.
But how can you do it?
You are shocked that you've checked.
Yes, I'm shocked.
That you've checked?
No.
You that you've checked.
You've done intro for 8 minutes and you're shocked.
I have not
What
done
this guy?
When I start talking, then you will start interrupting. That's
Okay, look sharp and finish.
You finish. We're waiting. You finish.
Yes.
Make me look sharp.
So there is that to come. We'll talk about that as well. A key reminder, tomorrow the biggest marathon in Ghana returns. That's the FMB Accra Marathon. We'll talk about that towards the end of the show, as well as the I'm very interested in Daniel has been a key member of this. Ladies and gentlemen, listen to this. All right. Okay, listen to this. The Joy FM lawyer listener promo is back. All right, from the depths of our hearts. My colleagues and I here at Joy FM, all right, all of us, including Edem, our programs manager, we wish to say a very big thank you to all of you for supporting us and for staying true to the brand. Our biggest motivation is knowing that you are always tuned, listening, and engaging. We cannot thank you all enough. God bless you. There is over 100 of you who are already listening on the Twitter Spaces, and we haven't even started the conversation. Thank you. Do share the link so another person can listen. As part of showing our appreciation to it's not just words, okay? For your continued support, we are bringing you the Joy FM Lawyer Listener promo. And this is what that's all about. Just send us a WhatsApp message on the number 055 1111997 or 055 997 and tell us why you love Joy FM so much. All right, we would love to know how long you've been listening to us, where you listen to us from, as well as which of our programs, presenters, projects, or events are your favorites. And we're asking you all this because you just might be one of the lucky winners of the many amazing prizes we have for you. And the biggest one is an all-expense paid trip to Dubai.
Hey!
We're taking a loyal listener to Dubai. Everything paid for.
Impe.
There's also weekend stays at Maha Beach where Sitsofe did his honeymoon.
Bro,
so, that place.
Maha there, you see,
brother.
guys for you now.
Brother.
Maha.
Hey, I guess some story for there.
Don't shout.
Empty the tank.
Don't shout.
Oh, I guess some story for there. Before I met my wife. Before I met my wife,
See. Move on. Don't say it.
No, I will say it. You know why I will say
Is it your story?
Because the girl is listening.
Oh, Tahiru.
Some girl I wanted to marry before I take her to I take her go Maha. When I came, the girl left me.
Charlie, if I finish this story for you,
I'm on for investment.
if I finish this story for you,
Hey yo, and then Maha people didn't refund my money.
Charlie,
Are we allowed to share the aspect of the story we know?
No.
Atsu,
This is
Are we allowed?
This was many years ago.
Yeah, but are we allowed to share the aspect of the story we know?
Bottom, sorry.
Investment run by what?
No. You see, the thing is that the good thing is that Maha is a beach resort. So when you enter the water, then the tears all washed away. So it's okay.
So the money is also washed away.
Okay. So there is a Maha Beach Resort weekend stay for you.
I love it.
There's family time vouchers and weekend stays at Labadi Beach.
Hey!
Oh, Labadi story, Daniel. Don't tell the story again. Just everywhere I get story.
Story for everywhere. Charlie,
Yeah, the Labadi Beach story.
Fentuo, have you ever walked from
Labadi Beach
Labadi
to Pachaleboche to 37.
No, this show you check like if you do.
Brother, let me summarize. Let me summarize.
Charlie, by the time you reach Bema camp, in Sobo.
Because create a sport version, they do lifestyle version because off season.
Let me summarize the story in one sentence. They gave me money to go to Kumasi and cover a Ghana Premier League match on the Friday night. I went to Labadi Beach Hotel and then I walked home because the money for the trip to Kumasi it was finished there.
You finish up with it.
Oh, and I wasn't even the one who finished the money.
See, hey, it's okay. It's okay.
Daniel, let's move on.
You don't know how to tell the story.
Is it the same one that finished the fridge?
No, sir, you don't know this.
Okay.
You don't know this. Daniel has told the
That's
story
why we want
before.
to clarify.
Daniel has told the story
I'll
before.
tell it again.
Daniel.
Hey, Legon girls, men for me. This matter.
No.
You guys,
Are the protest on behalf of Legon girls? I'm not agree.
Charlie, you see, say if friends when his big boy comes, no, the accents to the camp.
Yes.
Yeah. He sees some girls they dance for their way. You go, he say, "You wanna drink? You wanna drink?" Oh, bro! Charlie, you go swap cocktails, give the girl. You say next, then here's a program. He say the drink be free. They finish with and bring him long receipt. You check like back slip. You say long one.
DK, this story. Bro, friends call me 11 p.m. I see the call, I figure say the emergency. So I answer the call.
And that was his emergency, please.
No, but emergency.
What is going on? The guy, I saw the guy. The guy poured the cocktail. It just took Sprite, pour small. Then he took
Ice cube.
fruit juice. No,
the mint
no
with some
fruit juice.
inside.
Hold on, Sprite. They put fruit juice,
Mint.
then ice, then he put mint for the side there. Then stir the thing. Said that would be 45 cedis for one. The brother. No, me too. I thought that it's only one. At the time, that time the money they give me for the commercial
Like 5 years,
was
4 years
150
ago.
Ghana. The girl said, "Oh, my friend is over there. She would like a drink too." My friend said, "Don't worry, don't worry." I said, "Don't worry." We tell the story another day.
90 Ghana
They
ball.
will bring. My friends.
Anyway,
90 Ghana
So-
ball. I can't see series. Let's go.
Muftawu. So there's a Labadi Beach Hotel weekend stay for you, our loyal listeners. Some really good treats also from the Cheche Hotel, right? Abeku, am I correct? Cheche, good. Cheche Hotel, all right? We are indeed grateful. And remember, we love and appreciate you. Please send your entries with the hashtag. If you want to do it on Twitter, you can use the hashtag I love Joe FM on Twitter. Send us those entries. Joy 99.7 FM, your radio for discerning listeners. And we already have 2 entries. Even before we go, well, we've been having entries, all right? We have 2 new ones that I'd like Daniel to read one for you before we go in. We'll read the other one a little later. Daniel, this is from who?
Yeah, this is from Karim's very good friend. His
What's-
name is Tom Brown, Yo native from Teman. He's
And
Karim's
how does
friend.
Karim know him?
Oh, he's Karim's friend. Am I lying?
Happy to be eating gobe together.
What does he say?
He says, my dad made me love Joy FM since 2003. When I started secondary school, he's not Karim's friend. This guy is old. He said, since 2003, when I started secondary school, and I was living with him. I never missed the morning news and a bit of the super morning show. It was always fun returning home because I knew I was coming home to listen to very good and fine English. Hey, Joy FM.
Hey, Joy, that's essentially people.
He said, I can boldly hit my chest and say that the frequency helped me shape my English speaking prowess. And I'm not moving away anytime. Hey, Joy. He said, thanks to Kojo, the morning man, for the new addition to the morning show. Say it right.
Hey.
He said, the housing of Joy FM and its associates have become home to a lot of us, getting the chance to interact easily and efficiently with not only the presenters, but the listeners as well. This is what family is about.
That's right.
I miss George Quay on Showbiz 80.
Hey, that guy.
Charlie. And the Late Night Express having picked up from Lexus featuring Councillor Lutrot. I miss Wolf Hard, the wolf in Nim's hoarse voice. And Ni Aitego's hosting on the Showbiz.
The guy, listen to Joy FM check.
Listen, keep with the mention some names. Bogali. He say,
the mention names you know can meet.
I don't come meet, but me too I hear because the time they hear this name, Charlie.
No, they have many years.
Joy FM is a legendary station.
No, Charlie, Tom
today.
Brown,
Tom Brown.
No,
He's for there.
He's
for there. He's for there. If you hear George Quay on the Late Night Express and you see the human being, you don't link the voice and the human being. Oh, true story. True. The first time in fact, I didn't even know that was the Abuaji guy's voice. That's like,
but me that I don't like it too. This radio face.
Brother.
There's some place somebody can say, are you down here? I say, yeah. He say, this is all you.
That translates it. Wow,
I get that often.
So sending your own entries. The number is 055-1111-997. We're about to turn the heat up a little bit. A show brought to you, of course, by Betway and Petrosol. Do stay with me because I will be right back. All right, that was very short. So, game plan brought to you by Petrosol and Betway. We're back again. Like I said, quite a lot to digest on the show. The biggest one being Chris Hughton and all the reports that he was going to be fired today. But we're now being told that that's not going to happen because government who pays his salary say that they won't be giving permission to the Ghana Football Association to make that decision because already they've made quite a few of those and it's cost the country some debt that they're still paying. And beyond that, there's really no justification, no sporting reason to fire the coach at this moment. But let me not be the one to tell you. Actually, Tamakloe is here on the show with us, as well as Muftawu and Nabila, the two men with all the filler. Atsu, on Thursday night, you broke the story. You tweeted that there was going to be a meeting on Friday where the GFA was going to make a decision to fire the coach. In fact, you said they had already agreed that they were going to fire the coach, but on Friday they were doing some engagements to try to see if they could get a universal approval, or tacit approval, if you like, from the paying authority, which is the government. Yesterday, you also reported again that they didn't get that approval, and so Chris Hughton stays on. And Hughton, in fact, released a squad yesterday ahead of the game against Madagascar and Comoros. I mean, it must have been a whirlwind last 24 hours, if you like, for the coach himself and even for the people at the Ghana Football Association, who, by the way, are now claiming or saying that, or suggesting that all the reports were lies. In fact, Keto Kreku posted a message on his Facebook where he says it appears that lies had become the order of the day in the Ghanaian media space, suggesting that everything was concocted. What have you picked up and where are we now regarding that story? By the way, you can get in touch with us. Your thoughts on the same issue, 055-1111-997. Also use the hashtag GamePlan on Twitter. Atsu.
For what it's worth, we thank him for his words, but he's hardly the gold standard for journalism, so we will take his words, but we know our place. We know his place. Fortunately for some of us, we read from him. We will not allow history to revise the position of certain individuals in some of these conversations. The idea that whatever we reported whatever you interrogated, whatever Muftawu interrogated, is what was the facts. Initially, and I don't know if you've noticed, from Wednesday night when we first reported this, the FA position has changed from we are not aware of any executive council meeting to the meeting is going to happen, but it is not on the agenda. I don't know if you've noticed. The position has changed from we are not aware of any executive council meeting, and that Chris is not even a member of the executive council. That position has changed from then to the meeting is going to happen, but he's not. That matter is
we
not.
won't
on the
discuss
agenda.
Chris Hughton's future.
What is without denial, what is undeniable is the fact that this is perhaps or was going to be the culmination of what started right from the day Chris was hired. The FA have never liked the idea of hiring Chris Hughton.
And this conclusion is arrived at by what exactly?
So I'll get to that. And that is why even before Chris lost a match, we saw in the most extraordinary of events, 2 executive council members in radio interviews essentially and in very similar language saying we're not happy with the coach's performance, there is no time, things have to change.
This was after 3 games.
This was after 3 games.
Make it 3 executive council members.
3. Makado, Randy Abe, and then Georgia Marco.
Makado was at the last game
Yeah.
in Kumasi, a day before the BlackStars match. But the 2 that happened in July, we saw Amini Shadow also join. And that was a team manager stating his preference that he wanted Otuado. And
I don't think that's what he said exactly, but maybe something that
he said he would have liked Otuado to coach.
for the sake of continuity, it would have been better.
But that is what he said. Right?
Yeah.
I'm not misrepresenting him. That is what he said.
Yeah.
Elsewhere, that does not happen. The team manager does not pass any public commentary about the coach. You do that, you can get fired. But he draws his authority from somewhere. He has his protection from somewhere. And whatever commentary that Dr. Randy Abe, Georgia Marco, Amini Shadow, and later Makado were making, I don't believe were individual views. I think those were an extension of a broader constituency within the Ghana Football Association's power blocks and their view of this. However, the question that I've been asking myself is, we've seen how previous administrations of the GFA have handled the exits of coaches. If Kwesi Antichi were in charge, would he fumble the bag in the manner that we have seen?
By fumbling the bag, you mean?
As in have a botched attempt at sacking the coach.
So you're saying that they had planned to sack the coach?
This was it. This was the
We
plan.
need that background.
Yes. So what practically happened was, and I have to say that the relationship between Chris and Keto Kreku makes it difficult for them to work together.
What is it like
let me
now?
put it that way.
Muftawu tweeted that
Their
they were not
communication is-
talking to each other.
Their communication is strained. I may not go as far, but I would say their communication is strained.
Muftawu went that far. Muftawu, how do you know they don't talk to each other?
Oh, come on.
That's a question.
That's an unfair question. You're basically asking him
That is quite an
Say you
unfair
can't
question.
disclose, but don't tell me come on.
That's
Come on.
quite an
Come
unfair
on.
question to ask. You are still with that. Maybe when you finish and you come to my end.
No, we are enriching that conversation.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
mentioned it. He said they have a strained relationship. I said you went to the extent of tweeting
Yeah.
that they didn't even
That
talk
a
to
boo-boo
each other.
yeah.
And I said, how did you arrive at that?
How did I arrive at that? It was based on information available to me.
So
information
somebody
I'd
told you.
gathered.
Somebody told you they don't talk to each other. Yes,
Well,
your source,
basic-
right?
Sources, yeah.
Okay,
Sources
good.
told me
I
that,
should
yeah.
continue.
And that situation is one of the reasons the debrief that happens, or the post-match technical meetings that happens for the technical team and the other members of the management committee who provide various services to the BlackStars, I'm told has not happened since that game. Now,
Since which game?
since the
friendlies.
in October.
Right.
Now, the question I've been asking people who say these reports were not true is that since when has the executive council meeting been the venue where the BlackStars coach has to go and explain why a team's performance was good or was bad? And we're not talking about an extraordinary or emergency situation where the coach has to come and explain that so that a decision is made, right, based on their appreciation of the facts of the events. But so when we are not even able to have that debrief or have that technical meeting just to have an assessment of whatever happened and then look forward to the 2 World Cup qualifiers, we have to ask ourselves, why did that happen? And here's the thing. Ketokweku is so involved in the operations of the BlackStars such that when he is not part of that debrief meeting, the meeting cannot happen. Yes. And you know, this idea that Chris had to go perhaps is why, even after Chris had assembled or presented his squad list of players to the FA, the protocol committee had informed the clubs whose players had been invited, spoken to the players and all of that. Still, the FA was reluctant to release the squad list of players. Not necessarily because they wanted to play mischief and change their squad, but from my information, because they believed that by today, they would have a new technical head for the BlackStars, who will then present the team. Yes. And that person was supposed to be George Boateng,
Chris's assistant.
Yes. Now, for those who, and I'm sure everyone in this room is well aware, George has wanted the BlackStars coaching job even before Otuado was made the interim boss.
True.
So this was a situation that was going to benefit him. Why does the FA believe George can do the job? It is not anything sporting or technical. The FA knows that George does not even know what he is as a coach.
That's a wild claim, actually.
It's not.
George.
So let me explain.
Okay.
At least I get the benefit of the doubt, surely.
Yeah, surely.
Yeah.
Maybe the
And
statement.
by that, what I mean is this.
Yes.
By that, what I mean
Can
is
you
this.
expand that?
What a coach represents is what is the product of years of testing his ideas in different tactical and other contexts.
So why would
So
they
that-
want somebody whose ideology is not known?
Let me just answer that first part. So that over time, his experiences shape his beliefs, his principles, and all that underpins who he is as a coach.
Okay.
George Watson hasn't had that. He hasn't experimented his ideas on at any level at all.
Neither did Otto though. But
And
the
I-
FA hired him,
Yeah,
and he
same
did an
thing.
okay job.
So I'll come to that. So, and you see, in this whole fixation that George Boateng has to be BlackStars coach even for 2 games, it shows you how unprincipled the current administration is. Because you cannot. We were outraged. Kurt looked us in the face and told us that the man he has appointed is not a trial and error coach. He's not Matra Makwe,
This was Milo,
which was a dig at CK Akono.
right?
And then shortly after that, you go and appoint Otuado. Now you want to hand the reins to George Boateng. Where are your principles? Where is the consistency?
So then, listen, Atsu, let me take this to Muftawu. I'm interested in the events of the last 24 hours.
Yeah.
What exactly has happened in the last 24 hours? From they're going to sack the coach, they need approval from government. Government hasn't given them approval. The coach has brought his squad. Muftawu, I want to understand all the backstories, which meetings have happened, and why we are where we are, leading to something that Atsu said in his last report, that he basically has those 2 matches against Comoros and Madagascar to save his job. Without victories in those 2 matches, he's a goner. And what does this do for the working relationship, especially the events of the last 24 hours, between the coach and his assistants, whose name has been mentioned a lot, aka George Boateng? Atsu just alluded to that, and even the FA.
Fentuo, to start in the just last 24 hours would be quite brief, but you mentioned something that was quite interesting for me. The message that came from Keto Krigo when he posted on his Facebook wall.
Yeah, he said lies has become the order of the day in the Ghanaian media.
Okay. I don't know if he's listening.
He is listening.
If he's listening.
He always listens.
And we misrepresent anything at all that he says.
He can text.
He can text us. We are not saying that we can always get it right. There are times that we'll get it wrong.
Of course.
Yes. So when he's listening and he realizes that what we have said is not true, please, President, send us that text. But the first thing President, is it a fact that you texted people you believe are in a certain authority and said that Chris Hughton has to go? Is it a fact? If it is a fact, President, please confirm, please deny. Yes, because he said lies. He said they are lies. So I just want clarity. So if it is a fact, then confirm. If it is a lie,
you're
please
claiming
deny.
now that texted someone in government
When he was in, you see, all this started after the game against Central African Republic.
Now I'm listening. I'm interested.
When they mooted the idea to part company with Chris Hughton. Well, that did not happen because the people who pay the salaries of Chris Hughton say we are not going to part company with him. When they were in the USA about 3 weeks ago, after those friendly defeats to Mexico and the USA, they sent a voice to the people in authority and told them that Chris has to go.
Voice note.
No, like that's a message. I mean, they sent a message.
I guess it.
And that's what I'm saying, that if the president is saying that we are lying, then he can deny. He's at liberty to deny. And no one would have issues with that. But what I'm saying is that the facts are that you have mooted an idea to part company with Chris Hughton. You've gone further to reach out to people in authority and actually even said that Chris Hughton has to go.
In other words, I understand they sent people to engage.
All those things are coming, and I'm building them point.
Very well.
Because one of the things, and it's sometimes quite interesting, when they go like, if the BlackStars don't do well, the government becomes unpopular. They try to use that to be able to sway governments to
their side.
To their side.
That's all the things that are making governments popular. BlackStars. Let me see what's in this gala. Of all the things, places mad. So they helping that. Then say go BlackStars. Government becomes
what BlackStars is
fried
winning.
rice
Put them on bones lock. Put them on bones lock. Lock them.
When BlackStars is winning, you forget about so many things. When BlackStars is winning, forget about so many things. Some of our problems are taken away.
For 2 hours.
No, you will forget for 2 minutes. When you go down the restaurant or you want to go and eat, because
You
after the
buy
stadium,
for 60 Ghana
go and
cedis.
buy one lado fried rice for 60 Ghana. Then you remember that the country stuff.
but that aside, when the attempts to fire Chris Hughton did not happen because the ministry had a position, that position was very definite. Chris is not going. And in fact, someone actually told me Chris is going nowhere. This was on Thursday. There were other conversations that transpired, and I'm a bit careful, and I need to choose my words.
You need to protect your sources.
Yes, I need to choose my words carefully. One of them was the fact that claims were that some people at the Ministry of Youth and Sports have a certain relationship with one of the assistant coaches of the BlackStars. And other people also believe that there are powers that are not actively involved in government, but they've got certain powers when it comes to Chris Hughton. And that if the ministry decides to endorse the parting company of Chris Hughton and his assistant is hired, what they are trying to do is that they are building a discord between the ministry and certain people they believe have got certain level of power, because Chris Hughton, they claim, draws his power from that. So as a ministry, you wouldn't want to be the one to stop certain people who are believed to draw their powers from, and everyone understands this language. Everyone,
No.
so don't ask
Let me simplify it for you.
Yes.
You're saying that if the minister endorses the sacking of Chris Hughton, he himself, his job could be at stake. No. He himself, his job is not safe.
So, those were some of the conversations that actually happened behind the scenes yesterday. Just yesterday. As to whether the GFA went ahead to have a meeting, because as you recall, and in fact I tweeted that the last cabinet meeting actually happened on Wednesday and the minister was at that cabinet meeting, but the confirmation of the removal of the BlackStars coach did not happen, and government was never going to support that. And that has always been the position of the ministry about 3 weeks ago. And in fact,
Yeah, that was my question. Because if they wanted him out right after the embarrassing defeat to the USA, why did it take so long? Because that how much happened about 3 weeks ago.
you,
like
want,
you said.
you want to fire a coach because he lost friendly matches?
Well, you said they sent a voice right after that.
Yes, because the performance
So
was
I'm saying
terrible.
that.
If
I'm
I can
saying
make
that.
an
okay,
intervention.
I'm saying that the voice has become very amplified in the last 24 hours.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm saying that. Why did it take that long to now have such a?
You need
If
to
I can make
lobby.
a quick intervention
Okay,
so-
for Muftawu.
Yes.
The person who was confirmed to the two of us yesterday, certain people around Ketokweku had conversations with people in government. Whether they were instructed to have those conversations, whether they intended to or not, they ended up presenting a case that looked like they were lobbying them and trying to put out the feelers to see whether or not those people at the sports ministry, at the NSA, and some of those MPs were going to back the FA. More damagingly, the case those people inadvertently presented was not taken seriously because of the wedding and even the people who had those conversations.
Caliber of people.
Yes. So whether they were sent or not, they ended up doing some damage rather than advancing the cause of the FA. Now, some of the questions that have been asked have been, if this is what the FA president wants to do and he needs someone to advance his cause, there are people there who have the clout and have the influence who can take you to every office in this country.
That's true.
Dr. Randiabe, his name was mentioned, that if this is what these guys want to do, I'd like to hear that from Dr. Randiabe.
Right.
I'm better off having this conversation with him, and I'm more comfortable because I trust his judgment more,
Yeah.
and I'll perhaps take it a bit more seriously. And more importantly, he's an actual official of the FA and an executive council member. These individuals, I don't want to say they were posing as officials because they are not officials of the FA.
That allegedly went around doing the engagements.
Yes, and they went to the wrong people. Now, the people with actual clout, who perhaps at the ministry or in government, who could have advanced their cause, heard these as whispers and then started interrogating this before anyone could even formally engage them. So yesterday, our brother Atapoku said he had a conversation with
Chairman
Osagyemi Sabunsu. I can tell you on authority that the wording of the message from Osagyemi Sabunsu is a position held by a lot of the other people in government.
Which is?
And for them,
Which is?
it is that there is no compelling sporting or economic case to sack him.
Very well. That means 7 games, 3 wins, 2 losses, 2 draws, 43% win rate from February of this year till now is not enough body of work. There's nothing in that record to suggest that this is a coach that has to go.
No, just to conclude, the conversation that essentially put this matter to bed wanted to be a bit tight-lipped on it, but for the purpose of this and this whole idea that
I think Atsu is more blunt than I am.
yeah, because
I'm sure
and
it's
this idea
lingering.
that journalists are liars, for me, is I find it upsetting.
About
Yes,
journalist lies, there's nothing wrong with it.
No, in this particular matter,
No, journalist lies, so that one is true.
that's true. But
This
the
one-
person saying it is what makes me upset.
The suggestion that this
That's-
story is concocted.
That
And-
is
and-
concocted.
and- so that's what I said earlier.
Because
I don't
if
know
you're
why
gonna
he was referring.
if you're gonna throw that at me, I'll come out swinging. Yesterday, the conversation that essentially rubbished this botched attempt had the sports minister present, had Chris himself present.
There was a meeting yesterday.
There was a meeting yesterday.
with Chris
So it-
Hughton, the sports minister,
Yes, and
some other people.
representation from the GFA.
Not the president.
Eventually,
Representation
No,
from
no,
the
no, no, wait, the reason why I'm asking not the president is, if this is the issue for discussion, the sacking of the coach, and there's a meeting that involves the sector minister, that involves the
Chris.
coach, the person,
Yeah.
the rep from the FA can't be any other person than the president, unless of course the president has other duties that is taking him out.
Sitsofe,
I'll leave that for
I
you
don't know
to
where
guess.
to go exact.
I would live, but
Because
we
I'm
have-
very much aware of what he
in
said.
my
I know-
earlier submission, I established that since he became the president, there is not anything that happens around the BlackStars that he doesn't get involved in.
So if someone was there, he was there on his
Has to
authority.
be, yes.
Yeah.
If
got
someone
to be
is
him.
involved in that conversation,
got to be.
and it was right in this studio that he came to sit here to say that even in terms of collapse, if he is not there, he will send someone
Yeah, true.
to be there. So we didn't lie. There was an attempt to sack Chris Hughton.
That's fact.
That is fact. They scheduled a meeting. They spoke to executive council members. Some of them had a certain inertia towards it. Their hope was that by the time today's meeting will be called, they would have had that approval from government that says this. And I'm saying to you today that everybody that they spoke to asked two questions. What is the sporting case against Chris Hughton?
2 losses in friendly
friendlies.
matches.
What is the economic case that makes it sensible to sack him?
You're paying him what? What's his Chris's
The
salary?
last time,
Nobody knows.
We
It was
don't,
public.
we don't know for Chris's
It
salary.
was in public,
we don't
so-
have that authorization
Yeah.
to put that out.
We
But
might.
But I can say though that he earns less than what Kwesi Appiah was earning.
That's true.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So it's not even like he's earning some exorbitant amount of money. So economically,
it didn't make sense.
yeah.
It didn't. So that's the situation. And the last time the minister met us, the minister told all of us that
And
They
Kwesi
still-
Appiah's salary was 35,000 by
yeah,
then. So let's go.
the minister told all of us that they still have not paid CK Akono's compensation in full.
Yeah, they
They
still,
still owe Milovan Rajevac.
They still owe him.
On that with that background in mind, how then do you approach the minister and say that someone who has 4 months remaining on his contract,
Let's sack
we
him.
should go and sack him a week before?
A crucial World Cup qualifier.
And I'm asking people, why did they hold on to the Black Star squad list
When do you know that Chris presented the list?
weeks ago?
Weeks ago.
A minimum of 2 weeks prior to the day we broke that story.
Really?
Yes. A minimum of 2 weeks prior to the day we broke that story.
What about the reports that the list had as many as 12 new names? Was that also an issue you can verify?
Well,
Because I think that came from some of our colleagues in
Our
Kumasi.
colleagues, I do not have that information. So
Yeah.
I'm not in position to confirm.
Okay,
or deny.
very well. I want to bring Sitsofe and Daniel in here. So the grants have been established. All right.
Fantastically.
Atsu says Ket is trying to come at him or come at all of us for reporting that there were attempts to sack the coach. He says it is a fact that there were attempts to sack the coach, unless the lies he's talking about is referring to something else.
That's exactly the point I was
Yeah,
trying to
if it is
establish.
specifically on the case of Chris
He
Hughton,
didn't specify.
yeah, he didn't specify. There were
you
attempts.
see, friends, for the office he holds, categorically, it is not in your interest to shadow box.
Yeah, insinuations are not great.
No, but
let's
but,
move
but
on.
actually, the point is that there's nothing that confirms that he was coming at you or me or.
that's
That's what I'm saying. So we've established
The
that.
man's
that-
Facebook, he has posted.
Yes, he has
What's the
posted his
problem?
thing.
Very well.
I asked him to just confirm or deny he tried sacking coach. That's all. That's all.
Very well.
I mean,
but whatever be the case, Situ,
Right.
this is not ideal. It's what does that do to the relationship? Because Chris himself is aware of the story.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
texted Chris.
Yeah.
He says he knows what was going on.
Yeah.
He even asked how big the story was in the Ghanaian media space. I said everybody's talking about it. So he knows. He's reading. Yesterday I got a mail from someone from the Guardian.
Told him. He's not reading.
Yes.
Told him. He didn't know how big it was.
My brother, please. I wasn't the only one.
He's not reading. Tell him to download X.
are we streaming?
Tell him to download X
We are
and go to
streaming.
the trending.
You should see that his name is trending.
Name is trending.
Having said that, yesterday I got an email from someone from the Guardian. They wanted to reach out to Chris 3 days
What
prior.
I've done today.
Yes, 3 days prior, Chris had granted an interview to Rahman Osman where he was talking about his AFCON plans.
Right.
3 days later, this is all happening. He's listening to the conversations. He reads what's going on. I mean, what does this do to Ghana's preparations for these crucial games against Madagascar and Comoros? Because certainly, from my point of view, the reason the GFA, this is what I have personally gotten, and I haven't said anything about the information I have picked up because Atsu and Muftawu have had a lot. The reason, from my interactions with people at the FA, the reason they wanted Chris Hughton gone wasn't even because they thought that in their own estimation we will not do well at the AFCON. In fact, they don't care about our performance in the AFCON. They're very concerned about whether or not we can win the 2 matches against Madagascar and Comoros. Because if we don't start with victories in those matches, Mali will certainly start with 2 victories. And there is no way we are qualifying for the World Cup. We're topping that group if we don't beat Madagascar and Comoros. Because Mali will. And for me, they're more concerned about not making the World Cup in 2026 than doing poorly at the AFCON. So if we were just about the AFCON,
They didn't care.
oh, they didn't care. If those 2 matches were not there, we would not have had this drama.
Fent, follow the money.
May I ask a question?
Follow the money, and you know where. Please
May
go
I
on.
ask a question for him to answer?
Yes,
That's a very valid concern to have.
it is.
But the other aspect of it has to be who you believe presents a better guarantee of getting the point in that game.
Yeah,
Well, nobody knows.
Yeah, that was what I was
Yeah.
going to come to. So the point is, truly, and as Fentuo said, I've not spoken to anybody. I don't have the insight that you
That's
guys have
fair.
but I was thinking
Mm-hmm.
that the problem was because ahead of the World Cup qualifiers, if you are showing some level of desperation in trying to sack the coach ahead of the 2 World Cup qualifiers, when you've got a major AFCON tournament ahead of you, I am thinking the one thing on your mind is not the AFCON, it's the World Cup. Because you can actually use the 2 World Cup qualifiers as the make or break for the coach. That we want to win the AFCON desperately, but show us something in the next 2 games, which is the World Cup qualifiers. If it goes south, you're gone. If you do well, we have some hope. But they are not confident maybe Chris gets the job done in those 2 games based on what they've seen. If they're saying they are not trying to sack Chris, we've seen it elsewhere many times. They should back him some way, somehow. They can release a statement, throwing everything that Atsu and Co have written into the bin. We've seen.
Please.
No, but we've seen.
No,
we've seen.
he's making a very
We've seen
good
it. We've seen it, at least because it's got to the point where the rumors, as it were massive.
Yeah.
That Chris is going to be. The FA wants to sack Chris. There's an ESCO meeting. There's lobbying to get the votes against him. There is blah blah blah.
What Fent is saying, if Chris is asking journalists what these reports are, to a certain extent he believes them.
Yes.
So he will need some assurances from his employer.
So they need to back him. I mean, Sitsofe is absolutely right.
Just do
If it's
something.
not true,
If it's not true, back him. Do something to show that you're backing him. Again, we've also seen it elsewhere where all these rumors fly and nobody does anything, and the manager keeps his job, keeps doing the job. So it's both ways. It's not casting stone. Yeah. But you see, there's a genuine truth in why the FA might also want to sack Chris,
Right.
which we can't overlook. So
The football isn't nice. Why is Daniel laughing? But the football is
I beg. Say that in English. If Chris is listening, he will understand you. Please say that in English.
Oh, he understands you, so you get it. He understands you, so you get it.
No, listen.
The football is ponderous,
Chris
it's boring, insipid, uninspiring.
Are you
tasteless?
All of you here, all of us. Quick one. I want a yes or no answer from everyone here. Fent, I'll start with you. Are you confident we get 6 points in our first 2 games? Yes or no? Are you confident?
No.
Actually, are you confident?
No.
Are you confident, Muftawu?
Yes, I am.
Are you confident? Daniel?
Yes.
Okay, so that is 50-50.
Yes.
So that is the uncertainty, even in this small sample space.
Journalists.
Listen, if I cast my votes, if I have the veto votes, we are not going to
You are easy. You can't cast
You don't have a vote. So there's massive uncertainty with the Football Association that Charlie, it is likely we might not make the World Cup because at the moment, as it stands, Chris hasn't been able to get the team playing in a way that gives us the confidence that in our first 2 games we can win.
Right.
They are winnable games, but we've not done enough against similar opponents. I don't care about the USA and the Mexico games. There was no way we were going to beat those 2 teams there. Like, USA is the second home of Mexico.
Yeah.
And USA's home is USA.
Yes.
They beat us nicely. We didn't play well. We're not convincing. But there was no way we were going to beat them. We wanted to see how well we could compete, how well we could play, and it was disastrous.
Even when the team was supposedly good in 2017, we went there with Jan.
Yes. You know, so
we have never beaten Mexico.
So those two friendly games, which in my opinion, the timing was even wrong. The opponents we selected for those 2 games ahead of the assignments we have now was wrong. But those games were done. So if you're going to base on those 2 games to sack Chris, I would have a problem. But the truth is, Chris himself would also be listening, and he would know that this team needs massive improvement. The FA do not want to sack him in vacuum. If the FA might not have wanted Chris, they might not have wanted him. But when he got the job, if the boys were playing well, if we were winning convincingly, if there were signs of real progress, that shuts the FA up.
I would be blunt here and say that I think we've taken a massive step back since Otuado.
Oh, same level.
No.
How?
I disagree.
No. How?
I disagree.
Was Otto playing better than Chris?
Fentuo.
I think so. Yeah.
Fentuo.
In which game?
Fentuo, hold on. Fentuo, just a
Can I
moment.
finish? Yes.
Just a quick one.
Yes.
Was the BlackStars playing better under CK Akuno?
No.
Yeah.
Were they playing better under Milo?
Oh, horrible football.
Were they playing better under Otto?
Under Otto, I saw games where the BlackStars played very organized,
Which game?
Which game?
I'd like to know.
No, I think, hold on, let me finish.
Those were the games we were playing 5 at the back against Brazil second half.
No. Hold on.
The qualification against Nigeria, any team at all coming up against Nigeria, and knowing very well you are rivals of Nigeria, the motivation for that contest goes a notch higher.
No, but
I have a question. Now, have you ever seen a game where the BlackStars have gone in with the same motivation as they did against Nigeria?
which game was that?
So that's my point.
I can't remember
that's
any
my
game.
point. They have been very disinterested under Chris. I've seen matches where
and it's not just under Chris. It started
I'm
long
not
ago.
saying. You see, there is no. This is not a competition of who has had. That's the point. I'm just saying that when I compare the 10 matches that Otuado played to the 7 games Chris Hughton has played, I'm telling you that I think we've taken a step back.
I think it's the same thing.
What? In terms of
I think they're on the same.
That's the clarity I want to get.
I think they are doing it. They are the same level. I mean, people cut Otto a lot of slack, and that's simply because we beat Nigeria in those in the qualifiers.
He also comfortably beat Madagascar. Chris
He didn't even beat Nigeria. He knocked out Nigeria on aggregate.
That's fair. I'm saying
He didn't beat Nigeria.
Muftawu, I'm saying he
Did
also
we qualify?
We beat Madagascar in Ghana.
he also comfortably beat Madagascar, and now we don't trust that Chris can do it. See the problem?
No, that's fair. I mean, that's fair. But what I'm saying is, I mean, to wrap up my point so that Danny can come in. What I'm saying is, you see, the GFA's posture is very concerning when it begins to look like all they are thinking about is the World Cup. And they're not thinking about the World Cup because they think we can win the World Cup. I'm not sure any Ghanaian thinks we'll win the next World Cup. They're thinking about the World Cup because
We'll get dollars.
even if we win the AFCON, we are likely to make more money at the exiting at the group stage of the World Cup.
That's the money.
So that's why I've said that follow the money. But even if we win the AFCON next year, we are likely to make more money qualifying to the World Cup and exiting at the group stage in the next World Cup in the USA, Canada, and the Mexico.
Is that the right motivation?
I'm saying that it appears that the
That's
focus
what
on
I'm
the World
saying.
Cup. Oh, you're asking if that's the right motivation?
Yes.
Obviously not, because Ghana don't won the AFCON in what?
So it should be priority.
So that should be priority. Listen, if you put qualifying to the World Cup here, and you told me that okay, Sitsofe, you have an option of Ghana has an opportunity of winning of qualifying to the World Cup, and also winning the AFCON. I'm picking winning the AFCON over qualifying to the World Cup without blinking. But that is for a football fan. That is not as a football administrator who is following the money. That is for a football fan. That is not for an investor in football. That is not for a business football man. If I'm a businessman and you're asking me which one makes more sense, winning the AFCON or qualifying to the next World Cup, I'm looking at qualifying to the next World Cup. Because when you qualify to that next World Cup, you are making way more than you get when you win the AFCON. So where is the priority of our football association now? Are they following the money, or they are following sporting success? I think maybe they are beginning
What
to
should
look like.
what should they be doing? What are they doing?
I think both, because Ghana is good enough
No,
to qualify
they-
for the World Cup. And you see, and that is why I'm surprised they are fighting over. They are so worried about. We had a whole year after Comoros happened to us to get a team ready for AFCON, the AFCON that is only 2 months away, and maybe go there and try and win it. And a team good enough for us not to be worrying about qualifying to the next World Cup. But what have we done in that whole year? No progress.
And that's where I asked the question.
I
Can
said
you
we've taken a
progress?
step back. You think we've been stuck in the same
No,
place?
I think we are in the same place.
All right, Daniel. I don't want to you get the last say on this, but I really want you to focus on something slightly different. You've seen Chris Hughton's squad. I personally don't think Chris Hughton himself is helping himself. Because the squad that he has now is full of names and players that make you raise your eyebrows and wonder whether Chris actually is fully in control and knows what he's doing. I beg your pardon. After the game against the USA, at that press conference, I was specific when I asked him, you have a consistent history of calling players that you don't play. Then you call players who don't play at their clubs. You keep calling them. And I thought, and he admitted that things were not at the place where he would have liked. And I thought he would have learned from that experience. We've seen this squad. This is not personal. But Kasim Nuhu has had 0 minutes.
This season.
We have a centre-back crisis. That's okay. But we have other centre-backs who have been playing consistently. A.K.A. someone like Patrick Pfeiffer. We actually went to the extent of making an announcement video when he switched his nationality.
No,
and
the
yet,
announcement videos for Iñaki, you know.
no. We made artworks.
Yeah, we did artwork.
Thank you.
If I was a Facebook post for
Thank you.
Get.
We did no. So we went to the extent. No, yeah. We went to greater lengths, Daniel, right, to get to convince him to change nationality and come play for Ghana. He's done that. He's playing consistently
from where?
this season.
From
just that's fair. From where he's youth nationality,
and he went to great length to
Germany.
So he should go back. But
it's not him. He was somewhere. We went to ask him, not him. He didn't come begging. So please leave him.
So
I'm saying that we've gone to convince him. We've gone to tell him that he should come and play for Ghana. All right, he's done that. He's playing consistently. There's been an actual need for a centre back because we have Salisu is injured. Jiku. I think is it Juku?
Yeah, and then
Joseph
Edu is out. Yeah,
good. We had an opportunity to bring in somebody that actually plays consistent minutes. No, we've gone to bring the one who has not played any minutes this season. Edmonado, it is not personal. He's not played any minutes this season. The last time he kicked the ball was in pre-season, somewhere in July.
No, for the BlackStars recently.
No,
He's fit.
I'm talking about.
No, the last time he kicked the ball was BlackStars.
Fine, for his club level.
Down there,
right? And yet we've been calling him consistently, not just calling him, actually playing him, and he's been making mockery of himself in the matches. And yet Chris Hughton insists that these are the players he wants to come and win World Cup qualifying matches. Daniel, is this serious?
No, you are biased. The guy has called somebody who doesn't have a team. That one you didn't talk about. It's talking about people who have teams.
Mention that one.
Who go and train? Who go and train every day with teammates?
Mention that one.
You didn't mention somebody who doesn't have teammates.
Mention that one.
My Capito.
Andrea, you.
Fantastic.
Let me get there. Thank you for reminding me. He has not kicked the ball all season. He doesn't even have a club. We've called him. And look, we want a goalkeeper to call. Who do we call? Ibrahim Dalad.
no, but Dalad hasn't been called up. He's not there.
No, Dalad is not.
Not Ibrahim Dalad. Sorry, I'm talking about the one we haven't called. Felix Che. What has he done? Best goalkeeper last season. Goalkeeper last season. Helped Mediama qualify to the group stages of the CAF Champions League. No Ghanaian club had done that for more than a decade. He did it. He's consistently still doing well. We have overlooked him every single time. Yet we are calling goalkeepers who have not played any football this season.
He's doing well this season.
Felix Che?
But Mediama, they drink goals.
My brother, you can be conceding. In fact, our number one goalkeeper is Atsu. Nobody drinks more than him.
Yeah, but he drinks in Switzerland. He drinks in Switzerland. Have you tasted Swiss wine before?
Please.
Swiss wine and Ghana wine.
He wants your take on this. But sometimes.
So my question is, Chris, what's up?
When you said,
So after all the things you're not saying what's up.
When you say, when you started the thing, you said it makes you wonder if he's in control. Yeah. He's in control because Baba Aman is not part of the squad.
Baba Aman and who?
Gideon Mensah.
No. Fentuo is Haku.
That one know the base.
Baba Aman. No, for base.
Wait for it.
When we have the times we shouldn't be calling the boy was when we were calling him. When he's now actually playing and doing well, we have not called him.
Fentuo Tahiru.
Same for Baba Aman.
With Fatah Isahaku's own, I can understand to some extent why he's not, because he's played 8 matches. You understand? Then the guy we knew he had talent, we knew he had potential, but the 8 matches, no, we don't know if it is Leicester injection or it is the boy Ankasa. So you have to wait for him.
That's not fair.
No, it's true. You have to wait for. Let him
Those who haven't played.
No.
Look, I'm talking about
8 games is 2 months.
Yes.
8 games is 2 months.
And somebody hasn't played
for 2 months.
What about those who haven't played crack?
Who in the attack hasn't played crack?
Andre.
Relax for him. He's the capital.
No, Daniel, don't do that.
Let me
Don't do that.
Hold on. Capital tax as well.
The capital team, me and Bingham.
No, Sitsofe.
And I know why capital should be part of the squad, but then
No, Sitsofe, hold on.
Relax.
We are looking for a player.
Hasn't Fatah even played more matches than Kamaldeen?
yeah, he's played
But
more minutes. He's had more minutes than
Kamaldeen
No,
is
but
also
Fentuo.
Look, Charlie, this squad thing, I started by saying if you're asking if he's control, and I'm saying he's in control, because if Baba Rahman is playing the football he's playing and he's not making a BlackStars squad, then certainly the head coach has some balls, and I applaud him for that. Me, I like people who own their decisions. No, it's true. I really like people who own their decisions. It's a good thing. Charlie, the squad is some way. Some of the players in there, serious some way. Serious exclamation marks, serious question marks.
Yeah.
Look, the left back, the Hamid boy, he was on the bench when USA were scoring us 4.
Yeah.
At halftime, they switched
Salisu.
the guy, not
No,
Salisu,
no,
the guy who was
Ali
looking,
Seidu.
yeah,
Ali
Alidu, to left back and left Hamid on the bench. Let's go back the previous game, the friendly game we faced Liberia.
Yeah.
That one, he played full 90. Then his teammate also came in. Soa also came in.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the competitive games, the guy was sitting on the bench. So, if you can't trust him when you are 4-0 down in a friend, you lose your re.
Yeah.
If you can't trust him in 45 minutes, if you can't trust him in the competitive games that you've been playing, yet you are fielding him against only Liberia, then what is he doing inside? You get me? We talk about Baba Rahman's poor every time he doesn't deserve to. Baba Rahman, the day we'll discuss him as a you go shy.
To be fair,
But-
he actually deserves to be in this squad.
Look,
by his performance.
What he's doing this
Not
season,
necessarily by his performance, by also the
And even
players
his
who are in the
experience.
squad ahead of him.
ahead of him, exactly.
Because when
Yes.
they've had their time,
Too many players in lower divisions. I don't
You know
get
what?
it.
You know what I think about Baba Rahman and Gideon Mensah. If I were Chris Hughton, I'll draw a line and say that look, for whatever reason, and Baba sometimes gets to crazy levels of great performance, and still he comes into the BlackStars
And doesn't do well.
It
That's
doesn't
also
work.
fair. That's also fair.
If I were the coach, at a certain point, I would say
a psychological block.
Look,
at a certain point, I would say
Play for
I'm
another
moving on
it's
from the
with
two of
every
them.
player in the team.
And then bring who? Patrick Bozo.
Maybe even try a centre back.
we
even
try
there,
and
but-
them one shot.
Charlie,
Daniel, finish up for me.
So Tahiru,
Yes.
I would like to assess this squad based on the opposition that we are facing.
Thank you.
Can we win these 2 games with this squad? When I look at the names, we can beat Comoros and Madagascar
On
with this
paper,
squad.
yes.
On paper, we can do it.
Yeah.
So, Chris Hughton doesn't have an excuse. If anything happens and we don't get the 6 points, it will not be down to this person is playing well and he didn't play. That's why we. No.
Yeah.
Because there's quality in there, and this quality should be able to cater for these 2 games. As for that one, you can't sit there and look at the list of players and pick an 11 and pick 5 or 8 substitutes and tell me that those guys are not good enough to beat Madagascar and Comoros.
Yeah.
So it is not an excuse for me. But friends, I beg you, give me 3 minutes.
Go on, Daniel.
Just 3 minutes.
Massa,
Uh-huh.
go on.
The BlackStars problems here is a deep line. Look, it's a football
He's
problem.
a deep line midfielder.
It's a serious matter, deep rooted matter. But the GFA seem to have gone quiet. It looked like they had recognized the problem, they had diagnosed the problem, and then they had brought out a solution with the DNA thing that they said they would do. But they've gone very quiet on the DNA thing, and now they are talking about a coach they want to sack. Me, I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem if you want to cut corners.
Copy and pasted DNA. He's gone.
He didn't copy and paste. He wrote it for me.
They say he copied them.
But you see,
Oh, they
Tahiru, look, I don't have a problem if you want to cut corners, because I prefer that whilst you are fixing the matter, you can still sustain small.
Right.
You understand? Like okay, I have the negative example. It's like Ten Hag. Man U is not playing when they are losing too.
Yes.
If Man U was winning games but they were not playing well, we'll still be happy.
Yes.
And that is Chris Hughton's competitive record.
Yes.
When you look at Chris Hughton's competitive record, he has not lost the game. The objectives that were put in front of him, he did it. They said qualify for AFCON. He
did.
qualified. He has not lost a competitive game. So as we are building, no,
Yes.
then you just give me the results. You understand? The football and things, no, those things, philosophy, style, they come with time, but the results are very important.
Yes.
So I get it. But you see, if you want to cut corners and you want to do this thing, the GFA, no. Oh, I'm very serious.
Go on,
You
I'm
see,
listening.
because I'm angry, I'm trying to so
Calm
that
down.
I will not.
Take it easy. Take
so
it
that
easy.
I'll
Daniel, hey,
don't
please
touch
give
me.
Daniel water. Give
No, you
Daniel
see,
water.
So, Fent, look, this matter,
Calm
Can
down.
you what?
no, you say I
Daniel,
should go
calm,
on. So,
calm,
so-
calm,
oh, I'm
calm,
calm. I'm calm.
calm.
I'm
Okay.
very calm.
All right, finish that for me.
If we say we are cutting corners,
Right.
then you do it well. You understand? You just do it well. If you want to cut corners, do it well. We gave you the mantle. You brought CK. You sack CK. You brought Milo. You know work. You sack him. You brought
CK, 10 games.
No.
10 games.
Milo, 8 games.
8 games. Otuado,
10 games.
10 games. Now, Chris Hughton has come.
7 games.
After 5 competitive games, they already made up their mind. It's not
Have these people sworn oath
Look.
to some god that no coach will last for 10
No,
years?
see, so
But
Please, please,
no, to
let
be
that-
very honest,
Tahiru, this is my
very
point.
honest, the FA have hired only 2 coaches.
Look, this is my.
Don't,
Don't go
Muftawu,
there.
don't
No,
go
I
there.
beg you.
Daniel,
I beg you.
go
Let's
on.
not do that.
Daniel, go on.
Let's not do that.
Go on.
So you've hired 4 coaches already, and then the 4th one you want to sack him again. At a point, no, your competence. We need to start questioning your competence,
Yeah.
because if you sack this one again, what guarantee are you giving us that the next person who comes will succeed? Because you're 4 all in 3 years, and these are all. Look, since he came, when Kurt's administration came, he came to meet Kwesi Appiah. Then they got rid of him. Kwesi Appiah beat South Africa. Cool, sweet game. Kudusu's debut. Apate and Kudus. Papa, we give South Africa 2-0. Beautiful performance. They said Kwesi Appiah will not renew your contract. Go away. They brought CK. So all according, and if they want to sack CK, Chris Hughton right now, they are saying Chris Hughton is a failure. So all the 4 coaches you've hired are failures, according to you. All the 4 coaches you've hired are failures. And my point is like we are traveling to Kumasi.
Also reflects on the FA.
Fent, Atsu, Muftawu, myself, Sitsofe, and then Karim. We are going to Kumasi. Boys, it's a hot afternoon, 2 p.m. The journey is long. There's traffic. You know the Accra Kumasi road. There's traffic at the point before the Yankonkwan. So the traffic, then we give the aux cable to Karim to play music, and Karim is playing Adele. Adele at 2 p.m. in traffic. After a couple of hours, won't we take it away from him? Because his choice of music is not good. You understand? We can't trust him to give us good music on the journey. So the FA too, if they are seriously telling us that Chris Hughton, 4th coach in 3 years, is not good enough, then maybe they should also stop. Just you leave the office. You had an opportunity to lose the election and bring somebody new. You decided to win. So if you want to win it, no, seriously. So if you want to win it, then you need to start showing us something more competent. Because what is this? 4 coaches in 3 years. This one too is a failure after 5 matches. So the next coach who comes, what do you want to see? You want to see 5 wins in 5, or and even Charlie, I've almost forgot. George Boateng, he too should go. If Chris is not good enough, then George Boateng too should go. Because George Boateng was part of Otuado's regime.
Yeah.
In fact, wasn't he even part of? No, he came. Wasn't he part of Milo?
No, he was.
No.
Okay, he was part
It was
of.
Otto who was part of Milo.
Yes. So he was part of Otto. Then you are part of Chris. 2 failures in quote. I mean, I'm not the one saying it too, but 2 failures in quote. And I want to give him the job. Give him the job for what?
He's got experience.
His what experience?
And then
Experience at
It's
failure.
still understanding.
No. If he's got experience, then it's experience at failure because
the same excuse they'll give
yes,
is
because your boss, the
familiar with
people
the
you.
team.
No. It's that thing. Forget it. He's not familiar with anything.
That's what they said for Otto.
That's what they said for Otto. That's what they said for Chris, and it didn't work. We are descending people.
Yeah.
So you can't come and do the same thing with somebody who has never in his life. He has never in his life taken care of a senior team in it. He has never. He doesn't
Aston
have that
Villa
experience.
U23.
But guys, under 23, even me, I can play if I do one.
But
two,
are we
one,
not
two,
the same
I'm
people who were complaining when Baba Rahman was playing there and getting collapsed?
Thank you.
Why does it come
So
for
it's
the
about
coach?
time. Look, if they say they really want to sack Chris based on 5 competitive matches with 0 defeats, then unless you are, I can link you. Unless you are bringing us Pep Guardiola, don't bring anybody again. Because
What
it's
about Lepet?
Apu. Look, it's getting to a point. No, friends, it's serious. It's getting to a point, and it's very difficult for some of us to sit on radio and convince Ghanaians to continue supporting the team. What will boycott? Because it doesn't make sense. Yeah. You are supposed to handle the team for us. Actually, Ghana is hard though. When, next week we want to enjoy good football and enjoy our BlackStars. That one to suffer. And so for those of us who are supporting the BlackStars, House of Folk and Man U.
We need to move on.
No, just a minute, because I meant the comments.
I also want that 30 seconds. But
no. We need to move on.
But friend, there is something important.
There is nothing important.
No, it's about Seydou. No, friends, it's about Seydou and the GFA. Oh no, this is the first BlackStars match since the unfortunate incident happened in.
You are afraid they will beat you?
No, I'm saying that if Ketokreko has found his voice to be throwing shit at whoever it was, we want to see him. We want to see Henry. We want to see the GFA speak to the incident that happened there. Look.
Yeah. You can't just Nicodemously sweep it and
no. But when it goes to the press, it has everything. But what I'm saying is
30 seconds on
the issue
just 30 seconds on
this. The point. There's nothing else to say.
On the issue of the day are you in the squad, 100% understand why. There are only 3 experienced players in this team: Dede, Jordan, and Amate. The rest, they don't know what this stage means.
Yeah.
So I can understand why, even though he doesn't have a club, and that is a big
problem. The team is facing a personality crisis.
Pate is not there, so I can understand why, even though he doesn't have a club, he hasn't played. He would want such a character around the
presence alone.
Yeah. That could count.
All right, fair enough. So here's the record for the 4 coaches that have been hired under this GFA administration, and it doesn't matter if you belong to the camp of Muftawu, who believes that they've actually only hired 2 of them. But the records are clear. CK Akono played 10 games, 4 losses, 4 wins, 2 draws, 40% win rate. They brought in Milo. He played 8 games. He won 3 matches. He lost 3 games. He drew 2, 38% win rate. Otuado played 12 matches. He won 5 games. He lost 4 matches and he drew 3, 42% win rate. And then they brought in Chris Hughton, 3 wins in his 7 matches, 2 losses, which were the 2 friendly games, and then 2 draws. He has a win rate of 43%. So among the 4,
same level.
Yeah, no, among the 4 actually, he has slightly the higher win rate.
Otto and Chris, same level.
Yeah. Anyway, this is Game Plan brought to you by Petrosol, your clean fuel in full quantity, and Betway. Betway is saying go for gold and bet risk free on the new season with Betway. Use the golden booking code found on the Betway site to bet on selected match weeks and get 100% back as a free bet on any losses. You always get way more with Betway. Terms and conditions apply, of course, regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. No under 18 Betway. Bet your way. And that's why we all love Betway. Even when you're losing, you're not losing. You get your money back, all right? Petrosol as well. In these hard times, you need quality fuel. Because, Charlie, if you use any inferior fuel, your engine, these days, I say everybody's car is jerking. You don't use Petrosol fuel. That's the problem. All right? Because good quality fuel enhances your vehicle performance and reduces maintenance costs. So take no risk whatsoever. Drive to your nearest Petrosol fuel station, which is your go-to station for accurate quantity of high quality fuel. Be a happy customer. Fill with smiles. Drive more miles and save some money. Petrosol, your clean fuel in full quantity. Petrosol, always a delightful experience. There's November sales at Furniture City as well. You can enjoy up to 25% and even 40% discount on selected items. You can locate Furniture City at number 77 Spintex Road. They're 200 meters from the Flower Pot Roundabout on the Spintex Road and opposite City Ceramica. Just visit them on their social media pages, Furniture City Ghana Limited, and you can contact them on 0244 213333 or 0540 314 948 Furniture.
Our football fans wanted more, and Sporty TV is here on a new HD Plus channel to give you football and more. See selected weekly fixtures from the EPL, Bundesliga, Serie A, Saudi Pro League, Spanish Super Cup, DFB Pokal, EFL, and so much more in HD quality pictures on Sporty TV channel 152. The football you care about is here in HD. Subscribe for 12 months at 290 Ghana cedis only. Call 0242 439872 for more information. HD Plus. See it, feel it.
Joy 99.7 FM.
All right, welcome back. This is Game Plan on Joy 99.7 FM, Hits 103.9. My name is Fentuo, Tahiru Fentuo. We have about 80 more minutes remaining on the show till 3 p.m. Of course, it's 14:42 GMT in the studio here. Now, Daniel, we will talk about Man United shortly, but you've got one of the other entries. Remember, I told you the Joy FM loyal listener promo is ongoing. You have a chance to win an all-expense paid trip to Dubai for being a loyal listener of Joy FM. All you really need to do is write to us on WhatsApp. All right, the number is 055-111-1997. Tell us why you love listening to Joy FM, who your favorite presenters are. Tell us your Joy FM story.
That's all.
All right. And you can also win a weekend stay at Maha Beach or Labadi Beach or Cheche Hotel. All right, so plenty to win. We read one from, what was his name?
Tom Brown.
Yo. Yeah, Yo. There's another one, Daniel.
Yeah, from Leo. Muftawu's very good friend.
All right,
Leo,
go on. What does he say? What is his story?
I love Joy FM because I've listened right from the 90s. When I used to listen in my mom's car till I started driving in 2007. Till date. Hey. Flexo. I listen to Joy in my car, on my phone when I'm walking up the Abri Mountain on Saturday mornings in my home, my office, in fact everywhere. Now I listen to it in my small upcoming electrical shop and on my small radio in Quayman. I'm a constant listener and even a contributor on most shows, most especially on Drive Time. If you don't like Drive Time, then I don't know. I'm part of the Drive Time team. I'm so used to Joy FM that if my radio frequency is messing up, I'd rather put off the radio than to listen to any other. Period. Full stop. That's it.
Wow.
This year, through Joy FM, I got an opportunity to attend the Bold New Normal show, which was the best event I've ever attended this year.
Nice.
He made a mistake. The best event I've attended. Full stop. But, is that what? But this year, my love for Joy has gone beyond redemption. Because on the 23rd of May 2023, I was at my lowest point in life. I was mentally, physically, emotionally, and financially down.
Wow.
And I was at the verge of giving up in life because nothing seemed to be working in my favor. But during Sammy Forson's inspirational show, God personally spoke to me. Hey, God speaks on Joy FM.
Yeah. Through Sammy Forson, not Forson. Daniel Crampton.
Oh. Daniel Crampton will proceed. God personally spoke to me, and I clearly heard his voice during his 2:30 p.m. inspirational messages. The message was so clear and direct that I cried for more than 30 minutes.
Wow.
From then I pledged never to give up at my lowest point and pray because God is still at work. Charlie, what a testimony.
What a testimony. What's his name?
FMO.
What's his name?
Leo Ayimensa.
Leo.
And he said we are
All right. So the promo will continue. So keep listening to Joy 99.7 FM.
No, this one start this message. This one start this message.
You have to start. Here's a message from Seydou Adam. He says, to be fair to Chris, he's not had the full complement of a team as Otuada had prior to the World Cup. How many of Chris's matches did he have Partey, Salisu, Lamte, Tariq, and Jiku? The motivation that the players had to the World Cup is not the same as the AFCON qualifiers. So trying to tell me that we've not taken a step back because Chris has also been unlucky with some of his players. Let's go to the phone line now and talk briefly about Accra Marathon. In fact, your messages are welcome. The hashtag is Sports Zone. Karim has sent me some of them. Also, the WhatsApp number is 055-111-1997. I'll remember to read them. I promise. I'll remember to read them. But I need to go to the phone line and speak about the FMB Accra Marathon. All right. It's coming up this Saturday. And the head of marketing and corporate affairs at First National Bank, FMB, is joined us right now. Delali Gigi Enyo has joined us. Delali, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you too?
Oh, very well, very well. I'm very excited about tomorrow. Basically, let's go through it now. Who Angasa is running this marathon? Are you participating yourself?
Oh yeah, so you are actually speaking to one of the key runners, and you have to be at the marathon to see my exploit. I am doing a 10 kilometer race from the Bukum Arena, which is starting at 6:15 tomorrow, ending at the Dansuma Capital.
Oh,
So
nice.
the other race, which is the only marathon in Ghana, the 42.2 kilometer marathon, will start at the Maritime University in Peshi, and that would end also at the Dansuma Capital. We have over 1,000 people participating tomorrow.
Wow.
But as I said, I am doing the 10-kilometer marathon together with Gary, and I'm sure you're gonna.
All right. What about preparations so far? We have just a few hours to the race.
Yes, we must be very grateful to the Dansuma Capital. They are the key organizers, and my esteemed company, First National Bank. We are the title sponsors. We must also be grateful to the partners we have on board, like Bell Aqua, Pollard, Dynamil, and Yango. All these companies have come together to put their support behind the First National Bank. I think we must also express our profound gratitude to the Ghana Police, the ambulance, Ghana Athletics, and all the key partners who have also brought to bear their knowledge and their skills to make this marathon. So all in all, we are all set for tomorrow. The starting gunshot will happen at 6 a.m. on the dot from the Maritime University. And if you want to run and be part of this 3.2 kilometers, you must be there by 5 a.m. to pick up your bid. And lastly, First National Bank is going to pay for the 700 who would want to be part of this marathon, either at the public side or at the main marathon. So all you have to do is just show up tomorrow, get your bid, and you will run this tomorrow.
All right. It's registration still ongoing or it's over?
It's not over. It's still ongoing. We're getting a lot of people coming through, some traveling far and near. We have foreigners coming from Kenya, Malawi. We have some of our friends coming from up north, and some from the western region and all. So it's still open. If you want to participate, all you have to do now is to dial star 365 807 hash. Just repeat that. Star 365 star 80 hash on all networks, and you can go through the registration process. That takes less than 1 minute to complete, and you'll be all set to take part in the marathon.
All right, very well. All the runners are, in fact, we have several categories of the race, or 3 categories to be specific. Am I right?
Yes, there's 3 categories. There's the main marathon, which is the 42.2 kilometer marathon, starting at the Maritime University. Then we have the junior race, which is a 10 kilometer marathon, starting at the Bukum Arena. And the corporate marathon, which is a fun run for corporate institutions. So I'm appealing to all corporate institutions who will be ready and willing to take part to come to the Bukum Arena at 5:30 tomorrow, get their bids and run. So 3 disciplines: the main marathon, the junior marathon, and the corporate marathon.
All right, very well. Let me just repeat that. So there are 3 categories of races happening tomorrow. There is the junior marathon, which will be the one for the children, if you like, and then the corporate marathon, which is the one for people, working class, normal people. Those 2 races will start at the same place, which is at the Bukum Boxing Arena. It's only 10 kilometers, and the professional race will start at the Maritime University. That's for the big men. That's 42 kilometers. So that one there is not easy. Also, if you want to register, I'll repeat, you can still go to star 365 star 807 hash. Like he said, it takes less than a minute to sign up, and then you go to the starting point at 5 in the morning to pick up your bib. It's a very clear instruction. In case you cannot run, Joy Prime will telecast the FMB Marathon, which is back after several years away. Delali, thank you very much. We appreciate your time very much, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you. And I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, so that's Delali Gigienyo. He is yes.
Tell Muftawu to remove his name from the juniors. I saw him here. Signed up. He has put his name in the juniors. He should remove his name from
I want to race next to you.
then the professionals.
Also, let me jump on the line for another few minutes. All right. Nathaniel Atsu is joined us. Oh, somebody should drop Gigi's line. All right, cool. All right, but Nat has joined us. And Nat, when you hear Nat here, you know it's very serious. There's a Ghanaian boxer. His name is Senna Agbeku. he will finally get the chance to challenge the WBA super middleweight champion David Morrell on December 16 in Minneapolis. The fight has been announced.
Sweet.
Nat, why should we be excited about this fight?
Well, it's very simple. It's very, very simple. It is because there is hunger, and there is a certain level of hunger as well in Sena Agbeko. Now, do remember that quite a number of Ghanaian boxers have had this kind of opportunity over the years and have not come to the party. You can immediately mention the likes of Maxwell Awuku, who we believed, in a way, because of his experience, was going to, do something when he got the opportunity against the WBC Mexican champion some years ago. You also saw Patrick Alute, for instance, who had a lot of investment from Ivan Buscujo of Adroeth Boxing Promotions. And, when he got the opportunity against Heme Munguia, he couldn't come to the party in that, WBC Super Welterweight Championship. Now, the circumstances surrounding the confirmation of this fight is enough fuel and enough fire to give Sena Agbeko that peace of mind and that focus to go in and deliver a good job, on the night in Minneapolis. Now, remember that in terms of experience, Sena Agbeko has better experience than the champion.
David Morrell.
The champion, remember, is coming into this bout. Yeah, Morrell is coming into this fight with under 10 fights, and it just happens that he navigated a certain path in his professional boxing career, which got him there earlier than your regular boxer. Because on the average, you'd have boxers around 18 or 19 fights, or sometimes a little over 20 fights before they're able to get, opportunities for the world title. Do remember that on April 22 this year, the two were supposed to fight, but because of, a last-minute decision that was taken by the Nevada State Athletic Commission on health grounds, they claim that Sena Agbeko did not pass something that had to do with the brain, a neural test, because of which they couldn't certify him to fight. So they got in, an Argentine-Brazilian opponent. He fought against David Morrell, and David Morrell won in just one round. But obviously, Sena Agbeko is bringing something different to this bout, and that's the reason why we all have to be excited for it. Remember that we're waiting for title number 11.
In fact, December 16 is still about a month away, I believe, a month and a couple of days. You have to come here to the studio for us to go into this fight in detail, because we only have just about 5 minutes to wrap up. But I'm glad that you brought this to our attention. The build-up will be massive. We'll give Sena Agbeko the same support we've given the previous Agbeko and the and all the Dogways and all the others that have fought in the name of Ghana. So Nat, we'll be back here to talk about this fight for sure, because I know you have a lot to share with us regarding this particular fight. But it's great that you're giving us the news, and certainly I personally will be very excited. And I'm looking forward to all of the next editions of the show to continue to the build up on this fight. You've been doing great work for Ghanaian boxers, and certainly today is one of those. But we'll get back on this conversation, Nat. Thank you so much. Nathaniel Atsu is our boxing expert, Joy Sports editor as well, talking about the Sena Agbeko and David Morrell fight. It's fixed for December 16 in Minneapolis. Been to that city. It's quite an interesting one indeed. But the guys are still here in the studio. And we're wrapping up the conversation, obviously. And
Fentuo.
Yes.
Agbeko is now Togbi Kaleto.
Togbi Kaleto. Guys, briefly, I'm gonna read a couple of messages, and then I will give you guys the opportunity to predict. We have about 4 minutes left. All right, to predict Man City versus Chelsea. All right, if you want to choose to look back on Ten Hag, yes.
No, right now it's personal.
Do you think Man U will qualify?
No, it's my happiness.
Because now, right now, the two games are against Galatasaray away and Bayern at home. Bayern are true. Maybe
I choose confidence
will qualify.
Yes.
How will you qualify?
It's Manchester United. We will qualify.
See, I got a message here.
Look beyond the ball and his words.
This one, Saint Petco in Dodowa Nat office says, are you aware, because of a certain player, the usual clubs attached to the player's name are conspicuously missing? this time around. And you have some people saying experience. What's the meaning of it?
not
When
been
we
there
are
for the
talking
last
about
four
criteria,
corners.
Charlie, it starts with the foreign story quickly. There's nothing at the local to say.
good.
Well, Sempedko, I'm sure you've enjoyed the show. I've got another message here. Okay, why did you forward some things and you've gone to hide my messages? We like that. All right, this one says, Fentuo, I believe the rivalry and the motivation to be in Qatar did the trick for Ghana in those games, and not Otto Addo. That's very interesting. Chelsea versus Man City. I really want to read more messages. Unfortunately,
City will win. City will win. Yes. We want me to bring
that's
it down.
the same thing they said about Spurs.
I didn't say that about Spurs.
When the fixture,
I didn't say that about Spurs.
When I did,
We didn't even discuss that fixture.
Joe in Shabbat, Ghanaians are being overly hospitable to Chris than they were to most of the previous managers because he's white. He's not white. What is wrong with you? His father is Ghanaian.
But Joe,
You look at Chris and you see him as white.
But Joe,
I'm even shocked. Joe,
Don't continue.
don't go on
when
that.
see Joe in DP2, you take my Facebook.
No,
and
but
keep
Milo,
it up.
Danike.
Milo and Joe, who is whiter?
Oh,
Joe. Joe. The question to Joe, right?
Milo and Chris, who is whiter? Milo and Chris,
Let me tell you.
but we bash Milo mess up. We said it to Saki.
Hey, look, I'm not even on a lighter note.
Milo, it was a media
on a
that
lighter
said Milo.
note. Otto Addo is more of a white man than Chris.
Factors.
You think City are winning?
Quick,
Daniel.
City to win, Haaland to score.
Chelsea they pray for red cards so they can win, but they go lose.
This guy, I should not have asked you the question. Listen, that is the same thing they said about Spurs. Nobody said anything. Nobody.
I mean, who asked me? As for me, who asked me? Atsu, let me kill your spirits.
Go on.
You are killing whose spirit? You will lose your match. You are going to kill somebody's spirit.
City to win, minimum by 2-goal margin.
Waka what there? It's a democracy. Thank you, Sitsofe. Thank you, Daniel.
What's your prediction? You know what's your prediction?
I don't predict. I have a history. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Muftawu. Natalia Lato. Thank you so much. And thank you to all of you who joined the show on Twitter Spaces, on YouTube, and on Facebook. My name is Fentuo, Tahiru Fentuo. This has been another episode of Game Plan on 99.7 Joy FM and 103.9 Hits FM. The show will be available as a podcast for you to listen back. It will also be on YouTube on the Joy News channel. Until next Friday, it's bye-bye for now.